So, Shaq, you've got a lot going on in the restaurant business, ambassador, investor, but I think this is your first time as a board member on a public company. Is that right?
When I met with Jeff and Steve, they talked about diversifying their leadership role, and they wanted me to become the first African American on the board, and I thought it was great because, you know, everyone loves pizza, and pizza loves everyone. Papa John was created in '84. I fell in love with Papa John in 1989 in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So, you know, it's a great opportunity. You know, we want to create a culture there now where people are loved, welcome, and accepted. We don't want to have any problems. And listen, pizza's fun. Everyone knows Shaquille O'Neal. They know that I'm in the fun business, and we want to get this thing back on track.
So you guys obviously are in need of a major brand refresh. Is he going to be the face of Papa John's now? His face going to be on the pizza box instead of founder John Schnatter?
Well, it's an exciting day, first off. So, I mean, I had the opportunity to meet Shaq, I guess, a couple of months ago, and the initial idea was just to become a franchisee, diversify our franchisee base, bring in somebody that has experience as an entrepreneur, as a franchisee. Through those discussions, the aptitude and skills that he's going to bring to the board, he's going to be an ambassador for the brand, in many ways. And, you know, we talk about the quality story in that part, but Shaq obviously brings the fun and the relevance and the vibrance to the quality story. So I think this is a really comprehensive way that we'll be telling the brand story moving forward.
It's a good chance to talk about, Jeff, the difference between the marketing upside here and the operational upside. And you've been through those ringers before. How does it fit here at pizza?
Yeah, Carl, I mean, the pizza is great. The food is great. The quality is fantastic. It's the best in the space. But you're right, it's both opportunities. So we have an opportunity to improve the operations and the marketing. Shaquille's a great partner for both of those. He is a natural leader and a natural marketer. I've been incredibly impressed with his creativity. But he's also an owner and operator of restaurants. So he's going to be a real value enhancer on the board. I'm very excited about not only Shaquille, but we've added 5 new board members in the last few months, and Shaquille's going to be a great addition.
Which makes me wonder, I mean, you've been in restaurants for a while. You got Shaquille's, you've been in some other... Why? It's such a hard business. What draws you to it?
I mean, it's very hard. It's something that I've always wanted to do. Like you said, I've been in this space for a long time. Last year I started 2 new concepts, Big Chicken, a fast casual restaurant, and Shaquille's fine dining in the LA Live experience. But it's something that I've always wanted to do. So when I met with these gentlemen, I contacted them, by the way. Let's just get that.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, because, you know, I've always wanted to be a franchisee. You know, we talked about a lot of things. So for me, this is a triple threat: board member, franchisee, and ambassador. Because again, everyone loves pizza, and pizza loves everyone.
You know, part of the scandal around the company's founder had to do with the fact that he used the N-word on a conference call. Do you think that ultimately impacted the reputation of Papa John's in the African-American community and the sales numbers?
It probably did, and let me be on the record and say that is not acceptable. But now we have new leadership. These 2 gentlemen, you know, first thing when we met, first thing they talked about was you know, of diversifying, you know, leadership roles, and, you know, talk about helping the African American community. They just did this big deal with the Boys and Girls Club, so they're really into the community. As I think about all the stuff that went on, I worry about the 800 franchisees because they did nothing wrong. You know, they're your neighbors, they're my neighbors, they're regular people that do the right thing. They were very effective. We have 120,000 team members. I want to be the one to help get everybody back on track. But this is the new hierarchy right now.
So, Jeff, what happened? Shaq contacted you guys, and what did you think? How did you come to the board decision?
Yeah, look, this was a natural addition. We were thrilled to be able to speak with Shaquille. We met, we went out to dinner in Atlanta, we talked a lot of things, including how to improve the brand, how to empower the employees, how to help the franchisees. We talked about creative marketing angles. It's a lot of fun. You know, again, the pizza business is fun, the product we have is fantastic. Re-energizing and rebooting Papa John's is something that we're all extremely excited about.
How much financial support, Steve, do the franchisees need right now to make that turnaround possible?
You know, it was a difficult year last year, and I think the brand made some really smart decisions, provide a level of support to the franchisees. This year, we've guided sales in North America -1 to -5. Obviously, our goal is to get back to positive sales. the quicker we can get back to positive, the less support the franchisees are going to need. And the addition of Shaquille on the board, I think, is really going to highlight what we need to do from a marketing standpoint to get those sales moving. But it is very much a relationship collaboratively with the franchisees.
Not to geek out on the metrics, but do you have valuation targets in mind once you implement some of these changes?
Substantially higher.
Yeah, can you be more specific? What gets you there?
I mean, really, the focus is on same-store sales and improving bottom-line profitability. They both go together. We have to improve the customer value proposition, the unit economics for our franchisees. If everybody does better and we sell more pizza, it's all going to go in the right direction. So there's a lot of opportunity. I'm not going to put out a target today.
Right.
Obviously, the branding and marketing is a big part of this, Shaq. I mean, this is sort of a joke, but not really, because on Twitter, everyone wants to know, is it going to be Papa Shaq? I mean, this is a company that needs a
name change.
No. However, I will be introducing Shaq-a-roni.
Shaq-a-roni.
Shaq-a-roni pizza, extra big size sausage, big extra pepperoni, extra cheese. So.
Is that like a breaking exclusive you just gave us?
Yeah. You're the first one.
You've been making a number of menu changes, actually. How's that going?
Yeah, we're testing a lot of new things to try to bring some more premium ingredients to the menu. Looking at some single-serve options that meet those quality standards, and we've had some ideas around how to Shaqify some of the things that we do within the menu.
Nice word. I like the word.
Shaqify.
I mean, we know digital is such a big piece of this, right? And there must be ways to do that in a marketing sense. Tracking your order, delivery time, all that stuff, right? That's where the rubber meets the road.
Order to delivery time is a key metric. Customer satisfaction is a key metric. And again, product quality is the biggest metric. We over-index on product quality. Our product is best in the class. So we now have to take that and significantly improve the experience and the marketing, and we're going to have a winning combination.
Is this your top priority right now at Starboard?
I am spending most of my time on this.
Really?
As compared to the other investments, this is where I'm spending a lot of time.
And how about you, Shaq? Is this priority number one? I know you've been in the fun business for a long time.
Priority number one. I'm very happy about the 9 stores that I will be obtaining in the Atlanta market. I'm very happy about partnering up with Papa John's, and I'm also very happy about helping these guys create a culture where everybody's loved, welcomed, and respected.
Jeff, you've done a lot of turnarounds and fixes in your career. Where does Papa John's fit in terms of how challenging this one is going to be?
Yeah, it's a little different, right? Because we're used to getting involved in companies that need operational improvements. That's the same. So Papa John's can improve operationally. This one's different because we also have to move past a marketing challenge, an image challenge. But I think we can handle that well, and we're going to break through that that challenge. And I think this is a big part of breaking through that challenge. So this actually, in terms of the operations complexity, is on the simpler side. But I'm not going to say it's easy. I'm not going to say it's going to be a quick fix. But it is something that we can get our arms around and understand how to improve.
I mean, Steve, what are you telling investors right now as far as a timeline? A lot of the analyst notes I read are still pretty skeptical given the trajectory of sales.
Yeah, I mean, what I've said, it's going to take some time. But I think we continue to do the right things in terms of the brand sentiment pieces. So a lot of the culture challenges that have been represented externally, internally working on diversifying the leadership team, a lot of the things that we do from the people side. But the next big step is really talking about why people enjoy the brand, and that's our pizza. That's our products. They're great products. Having Shaquille joining the board here, new thinking, new ideas. I really think this is a turning point year for the brand. But really, it's the first half of the year is going to be a challenge. We did report our January numbers. They were down, but we think the back half of the year is going to really create some momentum to start getting back to growth, for Papa John's.
Shaq, you can open a lot of doors, I would assume, with officials in virtually every major sports league. Should we look for new partnerships, new sponsorships?
That's something that we will be talking about. We'll be talking about a lot of innovative things. And I just want people to understand that image is reality. And the reality is we have new leadership, and I'm confident these guys will bring Papa John back to where it used to be. And, we just want to promote fun. We want to promote the great, healthy ingredients like we've always been doing. And again, I've been involved with Papa John since 1989. So I'm happy to be here.
As a customer, you mean?
As a customer, yes.
But you've been in so many other restaurants, Five Guys and Auntie Anne's. What have you learned from some of these food investments and partnerships?
Well, I learned, being a franchisee, being a manager. The one thing I never did was micromanage my people. And I know and understand customer service. If the customer's not happy, if they don't like the food, we're not doing something right. So I always try to focus on customer service, what the people like, what the people want. And if you do that, and then you still, put out a great product, everything should go like you want it to go.
Can I just ask you, you're here at the New York Stock Exchange where thousands of companies' stocks trade. What do you own? What do you like? Do you trade any?
I do, but I will get in trouble if I start talking about what I trade.
You got into Google, right?
Yeah, I was in Google early. I'm in a lot of companies, but I remember one time I came in here a long time ago, and I was doing this, I was doing that. And my mother didn't like that. So I just know that I'm...
Mom said keep it to yourself?
Yeah, Mom said keep it to yourself because the way it was portrayed on TV, like I was showing off.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, I'm in.
All right.
Yeah, I'm always
You're long.
Whatever you got, I got.
All right.
Yeah, put it that way.
My last fun one is your gif of you dancing. I think it was Gold Bond.
Yes.
Has got to be the most gif of all time.
I would say.
When
yeah.
you see that, does it make you laugh?
It does, because it's all about fun. I realize that if you make people laugh, it releases endorphins in their face, and hopefully what that does is relieve stress. Like, when you think of Shaquille O'Neal, I want you to think of a nice guy, a funny guy that makes me laugh. Because as I look at everybody here, this is a real job. It's a stressful job. I want to be the one guy to make you laugh and make you forget about all your stresses so you can enjoy your day.
Maybe one of those stocks you're in, maybe Jeff's got you into Bristol Myers, Jeff, which we should talk about now. Last time you were on with David, you weren't able to. You've been pretty public now, ahead of the April 12th.
Just like, really? Come on, really?
You think we weren't going to go there? Now, what makes you think that investors and shareholders here will side with you ahead of this vote against the deal?
Yeah, look, we put out our investor deck, which I'm sure you've read. We met with ISS.
200 pages.
Right, 200 pages. We met with ISS. We met with Glass Lewis. There's a couple of key points here. First, Bristol Myers is a great company standalone. It's a growing business. It doesn't need to do anything. And there's some fear out there that if Bristol Myers doesn't buy Celgene, then what's next? What's next is you have a great company with a lot of options to be able to expand its business. It's a growing business standalone. It's an extremely profitable business standalone. It has no debt standalone. It's going to produce $37 billion of cash over the next several years. There's a lot of flexibility. They don't need to do any deal, and they certainly don't need to do this deal. As it relates to the Celgene deal, we just think it's too risky. They're paying a very large price, which includes, when you break down the numbers, about $30 billion for the pipeline. And in order to make that work, based on our presentation, that means that Celgene needs to be successful with coming out with about 10 new blockbuster drugs in the next 8 years. That is just really difficult for us to imagine actually happening. Drugs are very difficult to predict. We had, what was it, yesterday, we had one that didn't make it.
Biogen was a mess.
Right, but people are excited about drugs coming out. People believe they're going to work. People are optimistic. We all are, as individuals, excited about drugs coming out and hope they work for the benefit of all of us as people. But sometimes they don't. And buying into Celgene because you believe that 10 blockbusters, not just 10 drugs, 10 blockbusters are going to come out in the next 8 years, is a lot of risk. You start missing one or two even, you could be destroying billions of dollars in value. And Celgene, over the last 15 years, came out with 3 blockbuster drugs.
Have you ever been short Celgene?
We're not short Celgene.
Have you ever?
We are not short. We don't talk about our trade. I can't talk about what I've been doing for years and years and years. We're not short Celgene. We're not advocating on that side. We are Bristol Myers shareholders, and we're looking out for what's in the best interest of Bristol Myers.
And just one more on the whole Bristol Myers can stand on its own, which is a big part of your thesis here. I mean, but you bought into the stock, right, after the deal.
We did.
Or around the deal. So some are wondering whether you really believe and have the confidence that it has the pipeline to exist on its own.
We do. We did a lot of work. So, yes, we bought in, but we bought in because of two things. One, lots and lots of institutional shareholders were calling us because they were so upset about the deal. They hated the deal. They didn't want the deal. They were asking for help. They were asking for us as an activist to get involved. And two, we went in and then did a lot of research because we didn't need to get involved. We got involved because we truly believed that the deal did not make sense. Look, if the deal made sense, we could have just stayed away. We didn't need to do this. But after we dug in, it became pretty obvious to us that this deal may be being done for the wrong reasons and that it could destroy a lot of value without enough upside. So the reward is just not worth the risk, in our opinion, as it relates to this transaction. So Bristol-Myers shareholders, if they're worried about their investment in Bristol-Myers and they want to make sure they're de-risking their investment, they should stay with Bristol-Myers. They don't need to do this transaction.
We'll see how the proxy advisors weigh in. I guess that's the next biggie ahead of this April 12th vote. Thanks for commenting on it.
Thanks for having us on.
I said restaurants are hard. Pharma is harder.
Pharma can be difficult. It's hard to predict drugs. Yes.
What about basketball, Shaq? Zion Williamson plays his first tournament game today. Everybody says that he is the most physically dominant player since Shaquille O'Neal. Is that true?
He's a great young player, very gifted. Wish him well. There's a lot of speculation that he may, leave school after this to join the NBA. My advice to him is to take as much time as you want. Have fun, especially in college, just to be the best years of your life. Once you become a professional, then it's a different ballgame. You have to learn words and terms that you know nothing about. Like the first word that came and haunted me was FICA. FICA, yeah, because I got a check for $1 million, and FICA took so much money, I had to ask my guy, I was like, excuse me, brother, who's FICA?
Did you ever...
So Zion, watch out for FICA. She's coming for your money.
Did you ever blow out a shoe?
No, never.
What did you think when you saw that? I know you've been a long-time Reebok guy.
I saw that, and I was saying to myself, he's a very powerful guy. I mean, because, Nike, they've always been at the top. I don't want to, talk about the Nike brand. So, my thoughts were this guy's very, very powerful because he was moving with all that force, and then when he stopped, he kept going, and he just ripped through the shoe.
Would he have given young Shaq a run for his money?
Never.